the ashes of Korvath. The forest did not appear on Google Maps. That should have been their first warning. Arjun laughed when the GPS signal dropped. "It's just network," he said, waving his phone in the air. "Relax." The five of them had rented the cabin for a weekend escape, a cheap listing found on a strange old website that looked like it hadn't been updated since 2004. No reviews, no photos except one grainy image of a wooden cabin surrounded by trees. Perfect horror setup. They joked about it all the way there. Ravi drove, Arjun navigated, Meera filmed for her vlog, Karthik slept, and Nisha watched the trees. The deeper they went, the quieter the world became. No birds, no insects, no wind. Just the crunch of gravel beneath the tires. Then they saw it, the cabin. It leaned slightly to one side, as if exhausted from standing too long. The wood was dark, almost black. The windows were opaque with grime. A rusted swing creaked gently on the porch, though there was no breeze. "Charming," Meera muttered. They unloaded their bags. The front door was unlocked. The smell hit them first. Damp wood, mold, something metallic. "Smells like old coins," Nisha whispered. There was no electricity, though the listing had promised it. Instead, oil lamps sat on a dusty table. A stone fireplace stood cold and empty. And in the center of the room, a trapdoor. Arjun grinned. "Oh, come on, this is amazing." "No," Nisha said immediately, but it was too late. Ravi and Arjun were already pulling it open. The hinges screamed. A dark staircase descended into nothingness, and from below, a faint smell of ash. They found it on a wooden table, wrapped in cracked leather. A book, thick, ancient, bound with something that didn't look like cowhide. Symbols were carved into the cover, jagged, sharp, almost clawed. "What language is that?" Meera asked. Ravi brushed dust away. The symbols seemed wet, as if freshly carved. Karthik laughed nervously. "Guys, don't." Arjun opened it. The pages were brittle and yellow. The ink was dark brown, maybe blood once. There were drawings, bodies twisting, faces screaming, limbs bending backward, and words, chants. Phonetic translations were scribbled beside them. Ajreth, Malikar. Arjun read slowly. The basement air shifted. Something subtle, like the room had inhaled. "Stop," Nisha whispered, but Meera's camera was rolling. "This is going viral," she giggled. Arjun cleared his throat and read the chant aloud. The final word echoed unnaturally, not just from him, from the walls, from beneath the floor, from inside their heads. The oil lamp flickered, and the trapdoor upstairs slammed shut. They ran upstairs. The front door would not open. It felt sealed, as if the wood had grown into the frame. Ravi slammed his shoulder against it. Nothing. Outside, the forest looked darker now. Too dark, even though it was still evening. Then they heard it, a faint whisper, from inside the walls. "Korvath." Nisha dropped to her knees. "It's not just a book," she said. "It's a summoning." Arjun forced a laugh. "Okay, enough. This is wind, old house, calm down." Meera lowered her camera slowly. The whisper became laughter, high-pitched, childlike. And then, Karthik began to scream. He was standing near the fireplace, his body rigid, eyes rolled back, veins darkening beneath his skin like spreading ink. "Help me," he gasped. His voice changed mid-word, layered, deep, ancient. "Help him," it mocked. His spine arched backward violently. A sick crack echoed through the room. His head twisted too far. Too far. He smiled at them upside down. Blood trickled from his nose. Nisha began crying. Arjun grabbed a lamp and swung it at Karthik. The glass shattered. Flames burst across his shirt. But he didn't burn. He laughed. The fire crawled across his skin without consuming it. Then he lunged. Ravi barely dodged. Karthik's fingers dug into wooden walls, carving deep gouges like claws. Meera tried to run for the kitchen. The cabinets burst open. Knives flew outward. One sliced across her arm. Blood sprayed across the wall. The whispering became chanting. Not from one voice, from dozens. Korvath rises. Karthik crawled on the ceiling, limbs bending like a spider. He dropped onto Arjun. Teeth sank into his shoulder. Arjun screamed. Ravi grabbed the broken chair leg and stabbed Karthik through the chest. Black liquid spilled out. It hissed when it hit the floor. But Karthik only grinned wider. "You read it," he rasped. "You invited us." And then his body convulsed violently. Something pushed beneath his skin. Something trying to get out. Nisha grabbed the book again, flipping frantically through pages. There were illustrations of rituals, sacrifice, binding. A final page showed 5 figures standing in a circle, 1 consumed by darkness, 4 bleeding. "It needs us," she whispered. "It needs 5. Ravi turned slowly. There were 5 of them. Karthik's body suddenly tore open from the inside. Not an explosion, a splitting, like a cocoon ripping apart. Something crawled out. Tall, thin, skin the color of burnt ash. Its face was smooth. No eyes, no mouth. Just stretched flesh. Until it opened. A vertical slit tore across its face. Rows of teeth unfolded outward like flower petals. Meera vomited. The creature spoke without moving. "You opened the gate." The windows shattered inward. Darkness flooded the room like liquid smoke. The forest outside was gone, replaced by swirling void. The cabin no longer stood in the woods. It floated in black nothingness. The creature extended its hand. Karthik's empty skin crumpled to the floor behind it. "We require vessels." Ravi charged at it. The chair leg passed straight through its torso. The creature flicked a finger. Ravi flew backward into the wall with a sickening crack. He slid down, unmoving. Nisha screamed his name. The creature turned toward her. It tilted its head curiously. "You understand?" "Yes," she sobbed. "Please, take me. Leave them." It laughed. The sound shattered the remaining glass. "We take all." Meera picked up her fallen camera, still recording, her face streaked with tears and blood. "If anyone finds this," her words cut short. The creature appeared behind her instantly. Its hand entered her chest. Not ripping, phasing through. Her body lifted into the air. She convulsed silently. Then, her mouth opened, and black smoke poured out. Her skin shriveled rapidly until she collapsed as a dry husk. The camera fell, still filming, still capturing everything. Nisha clutched the book. "There's a binding spell," she whispered to Arjun, who was barely conscious. "It requires blood, living blood." Arjun coughed. "Do it." She cut her palm with a fallen knife. Blood dripped onto the final page. The symbols began to glow red. The creature shrieked. For the first time, it sounded afraid. Nisha began chanting. The words burned her throat. Each syllable felt wrong, like her tongue was breaking. The cabin shook violently. The void outside roared. The creature lunged at her. Arjun threw himself between them. The creature's claws tore through him effortlessly. Blood splattered across the book. The symbols flared brighter. Nisha screamed the final word. The creature froze. Its body began cracking, ash splitting apart. Light poured from within it. It reached toward her one last time. "You are marked." And then it exploded into dust. Silence. The forest returned. The cabin stood normally again. Morning light streamed through broken windows. 4 bodies lay on the floor. Ravi, Arjun, Meera, Karthik's torn remains. Nisha stood alone, covered in blood, holding the book. She tried to drop it. Her fingers wouldn't open. The cover pulsed faintly. A small mark burned into her palm. The same symbol carved on the front. In the distance, a bell rang, low, echoing through the trees. Nisha slowly smiled. Not her smile. Something deeper. Her eyes darkened. The whisper returned. "Korvath lives." Weeks later, police found the cabin empty. No bodies, no blood, no signs of struggle. Only a camera. Its final recording corrupted, except for the last frame. Nisha standing alone, staring directly into the lens, her mouth stretching too wide. Behind her, in the reflection of the broken mirror, 4 shadowy figures stood, waiting.